The Matrix Reloaded. That was number 2, right? In watching my last video, people don't really like to watch people eat unless you're careful about it. And I realized, oh man, I'm eating a lot more in this video than I intended. So, any notes? They said, yeah, it's a lot of eating in it. We saw The Matrix 2 in Samoa, in Western Samoa to be exact, in the capital city of Apia. And the thing that got me about this was learning to see things through other people's eyes. We're back in the Alaska room. I'd always wanted to go to the South Pacific because, you know, I'd romanticized it, but... And I was working security at the resort in Girdwood at the time. And the security guy, Bo, if he's watching this, had said how he had gone to Tonga and Samoa. He's like, oh, you guys should check that area out. It's cheap, the people are cool, it's beautiful, and it's not real touristy. So we put our finger on the map. If you read the capital of American Samoa, P-A-G-O, P-A-G-O, it looks like Pago Pongo, but they pronounce it like an NG, Pongo Pongo. We're doing the budget thing. We stayed at a place called Ivalani's. Now, if anyone from Ivalani's is watching this, my first take was I wasn't sure if it was a brothel or not. So if that is offensive, I don't mean it that way. It's just the bright colors and some of the rooms and some of the situations, I couldn't tell. It was very hot. It was near the tuna factory, so it really smelled like tuna in the area. And we spent a couple days there, and then we went to the island of Ofu. If you ever get a chance, I shouldn't even tell people about this. The best beach I've ever been to. It's a little hard to get there. Then we decided to board a ferry to Western Samoa. So we'd seen the islands in American Samoa, and then we went to Western Samoa. And when we got to Upolu, the capital is Apia. We ended up going to Savaii and some of the other islands there, but most of our time was spent on Upolu. Place on the beach, another week at another place on the beach. Got to know the people, got robbed, got really sick. Went to an emergency room in what was just basically a cinder block building where I had Rhonda make sure that they used a clean stylet to start an IV on me because I didn't know if they reused them. Turns out the medical care was great, fantastic. Cost me a total of $8 American. So yes, I am a proponent for single payer. I'm a proponent for more socialized medicine. This will make some of you guys hit the off button right now. But hiked up to Robert Louis Stevenson's grave, which was on a hillside overlooking Apia. I read Treasure Island to Rhonda at night in our little beach hut folly over a month. Because, you know, Robert Louis Stevenson, he had moved there, lived there, died there. And the people respected and liked him so much, they carried his body up a hill. And it's really neat. I'll post a picture if I find it. I love the inscription on it. The whole home, sailor home from the sea quote. The people were tough and rough, and they weren't easy to get to know, but it's like a protective layer. As soon as we got robbed, and I went to the village chief, because there weren't police where we were out there, and keep the money, I need my passport, etc. I got it all back, minus a finder's fee of some cash. Apparently, finder's fee. We left. We decided we had such a good time there. We went to another village. We came back to that village, and they were like, why are you coming back here? You got robbed. And I said, yeah, but you guys helped us out. You did the right thing. You gave me my passports back, and we love it here. Flipped a switch. These folks suddenly welcomed us with open arms. They gave me a gift of a hand-carved battle club, which is actually hanging on my wall right there. The spikes would do you in. And we met a lot of, no other Americans that I remember. We met a lot of other travelers from other countries. There was a Palestinian girl and her Irish boyfriend. That was an interesting couple. He almost drowned while we were there. He got sucked out through a channel in the reef. Met this other couple. Oh, a couple we got in a big argument with over guns. Okay, so I like the whole socialized medicine thing. That's going to make some of you guys turn it off, but I'm also a proponent of the right to, you know, owning guns. That's going to make the other half of you turn turn this off. We got back to Appia. It was raining really hard. We said, let's treat ourselves. We went to dinner with this couple we'd gotten in the gun control argument about, and we decided, let's break bread together. 2 or 3 bottles of wine. We had good fish. We had lobster. We got wasted. The rain was coming down really hard. And then Rhonda and I decided to go see the new Matrix movie. This is my chance to stump for PT's Kansas City Roasters in Kansas City. Maybe they'll send me free coffee. No, I'm not Conan O'Brien. You know how in those Matrix movies, you guys know, like when the bullets fly and the people do the weird spins and the moves, and they do things that are, movie stuff, literally impossible. And as soon as people start doing those weird acrobatics and stuff, the entire audience, which was me, Rhonda, and all Samoans, they just cracked up so loud. It was uproarious. It blew us away, and we started cracking up. They thought this was so silly and so fun, and so that can't happen. It was a comedy to them. And the whole story changed. I call it a rat. It's actually supposed to be a wallaby. Got this in not Bangor, Maine. Belfast, Maine. Paris, Texas, Belfast, Maine. You see things through other people's eyes, and you see their perspective based upon how they're living their life, what their background is, and that your perspective is just that. It's one perspective. And it might be one that you choose to say, this is the best and this is what I want. These elements around us determine, and just who you are, determine how you react to a situation, how you take it, what you do, what it means, why you are doing it. And granted, so that we don't have chaos in this world, we do have certain rules and things to try to keep the crowd from just going crazy. However, it's always been valuable to me, at least, to really, before I make a quick decision, to try to understand where that person's coming from and to see it through their eyes. And watching that movie, just watching that Matrix movie, it just made me see the movie so differently, and I couldn't reject their reaction to it. Well, that's who they were, and that's as valid. It's as valid as a point of view as anyone's point of view. Do any of us really know? No, we don't. So you can listen here. Think about it, listen here. Sometimes thinking about it gets you in trouble. So if you overthink, just listen. All right.